Hey all, Avros here, back with the next fight, the Lufenia, for the raid event currently ongoing for the release of Tidus BT Weapon. This is a fight against a boss we've seen a few times before now, the Tunneler bosses, and this time we're fighting against two of them. These bosses have a mildly annoying to deal with orb, as it's around from quest start with an 8 count, and disappears at 79% HP with a reappearance at 49% HP where it stays the remainder of the fight. The annoying part of this orb is that it's increased by 2 when using an instant turn rate ability. This means attacks like Tidus Quick Hit, or something like using Terra's LD and the ability uses post that. Also a tip is that call abilities do count as well, so it will increase the count, and that will work as an instant turn rate ability too. The increase of 2 though on this orb means that with such a low orb count to start and player turns removing 1 from the count, the 2 increase will only give you 1 additional turn for each time you use an instant turn rate ability, so be very careful that your composition of your party doesn't give the bosses too many turns, and best if they get none at all, as this can end the fight very quickly. Additionally, this fight is only 60 turns, so you're super tight on turns anyway. The boss recast is Mega Quake, which recovers from break, dispels your buffs, and does a guaranteed AoE Bravery plus HP attack that ignores HP damage reduction, and it also inflicts the debuff Senti Poison that will cause your party to take 5, 25, or 50% of their maximum health per action for each time the recast has hit. So along with all of these factors, you really do want to make sure that this fight does get over very quickly and the bosses don't get too many turns. Last things to know, their Tail Cutter Plus attack removes all buffs on the party member it hits. Charged Blast gives the Akalusa debuff that causes 5% maximum HP damage on a party member for each time they take an action. And when the bosses get below 80% HP, they will gain a blue aura that will persist until they get a turn themselves that makes them immune to being launched. So no real shenanigans using Cloud or Kites or anything for this fight, and using a launch abuse, as they will make themselves immune unless you let them take a turn. So my strategy for this fight needed a bit of tweaking after the initial few attempts, as I was having issues getting them below the 79% and having the orb disappear before they got a turn, as any turns they took taking off the last of 2 on the orb count was causing the party to just die, so I had to tweak a few things I was doing and change some of my skill order to make sure I could get below the 79%. In the end, I had to rely on Tidus' instant turns and ability to manipulate the speed of the fight via his quick hit, slice and dice, and slash combos to get them into a manageable spot. So using those abilities on Tidus, it would allow him to stay early in the turn order and get them down below the 79% via splitting the boss's turns up in the turn track and working their HP down. When the boss's orb count got too low, I was on Bart's turn, so I used Fujin's LD call and went into his BT phase. Coming out of the standard Bartz burst phase, both bosses were at 76 and 78% HP respectively, getting them under the threshold and having the orb disappear. I then got Jack's LD call up on Tidus' next turn, and used Amidatelions call on Porom's next turn, and swapped her out for Friend Cloud of Darkness using her burst. After using Cod's burst and getting that effect up, I maxed out Bartz's BT aura, and then hogged as many turns in a row as I could with Tidus using Slice and Dice and Quick Hit. I also checked each turn to see if Slash Combo would allow for Tidus to be ahead of Cloud of Darkness to keep utilizing as much of the follow-ups from her burst as I could. Between Tidus' Shoot follow-ups and Cloud of Darkness' follow-ups, and the Wind Enchant Imperil from Bart's Fujin, and obviously Bart's BT aura being up, increasing damage caps and brave gains, this combination quickly got the bosses back to the active orb HP threshold below 49%, and running out of Cloud of Darkness' turns, I used my Brother's Summon to try and rush the bosses down, being careful to try and avoid giving Cloud of Darkness a break follow-up turn, which unfortunately happened in the last few turns of the summon. At this point, both bosses were around 16% HP, so I just used Porom to battery Tidus and Bartz, and then went back to hogging turns of Tidus to keep the orb up and clear out the last 10% of the boss's HP. Not too much more to cover on this fight, just remember to bring a healthy amount of instant turn rate attacks and you should be fine, shouldn't be too much trouble with that. So on that note, thanks for watching, and if you need any further assistance with this fight, please ask in the comments down below, and enjoy the rest of the video.
逃がさん。口よ。避けてみろ。狙うは一つ。ゴールだ。口よ。穴から俺は敵だよ。口よ。返す時が来た。口よ。穴から俺は敵だよ。レディーゴー。ガンガン行くっすよ。もういっちゃう。狙うは一つ。ゴールだ。狙うは一つ。ゴールだ。